We're gonna try this again. I actually hit slow-mo. That was hilarious. I'll probably post a clip in this video for that. In today's video, we are doing the elusive 24-hour vlog. And by that, I don't mean how many books can I read in 24 hours, like as a 24-hour period, because your girl would not do well at that, because I have 2 kids and I work a full-time job, 2 jobs, and so that wouldn't happen. Instead, I'm doing the 24-hour one where every time you read, you press go, every time you stop, you stop. And so, you know, I might have thought this was gonna take me like 3 days, maybe. I'm kidding. I thought it would take me at least a week. It took 2.5 to 3 weeks. It took forever. The besties know how long it took because I kept messaging them being like, I have 9 hours left. I have 15 hours left. I have 3 hours left. Like, they were here for the journey, okay? And now you're gonna be here for the journey. Now, I will say, I have a very fantastic time in this vlog. I read 5 books. 5. How do I know? Because I'm filming this vlog after I've already done it, okay? But I will at least tell you the first book that we're starting with so that you can get a taste of what's to come, okay? I find an all-time favorite in this vlog. I find some really great picks, so like, be excited, okay? But the book that we are starting with, and we're not actually starting with this one because this is the second book in the series, but I don't own the first book in the series, so I'm gonna hold it up. If we're reading The Ever King by L.J. Andrews, this is The Ever Queen. We're reading The Ever King, okay? So, get excited, grab yourself a cup of coffee or a drink, get your little popcorn, sit down, take a seat, and hang back with me for like the next 30 minutes while we, vibe together. Here we go. It's currently the end of the school day, so like if you hear kids underneath, it's because they hang out in the auditorium after school, so you might hear them, but this is the only time I have to record this clip. The first book that I'm reading for this vlog is The Ever King by L.J. Andrews, and I am about 22% in. I am doing 24 hours, but not consecutively, obviously, but I hit the timer any time that I read, and I've currently only been reading for 40 minutes, and I got to 20%, which is crazy to think that I read so fast. So I'm very interested in seeing how many books I'm going to be able to fit into this vlog within 24 hours. But basically, this book, it is a spin-off of a series that is a 9-book series by L.J. Andrews about like pirates in the 7 seas and like fantasy romance. And they do preface in the beginning of this book that if you read this, that it will ruin spoilers for books 1 and 2 of that 9-book series. However, I'm not reading the 9-book series first, and I do get what they're saying, because there was a sentence that happened in this book that I go, oh yeah, that's definitely something that was probably revealed in book 1 or book 2, but like, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to read the 9-book series at any time before, like, soon after this, so like, the chances of me forgetting are pretty positive. But this one basically follows our main character, the Ever King, Eric. And we also have, I can't blank on the main girl, but basically they were best friends when they were little and were kind of in love with each other. But I think they were on warring sides, and basically the Ever King's family was kind of evil, I'm pretty sure. Eric's family was kind of evil, and they got banned for, there was like this chasm that was put up, this blood chasm that like they can't break, like there's only one way that it can be broken. And they're not exactly sure how it can, but they've been trying to like get back to attack them for years. But he left her this trinket and said, you'll always remember me by this. So she always has this trinket by Eric, the blood singer. That's what they call him. And I guess one day she's like being silly and she accidentally opens the chasm and he's able to come back like years later. And so it's a captor-captive situation where he's like, I'm going to kidnap you so that I can come face to face with your father who like killed my father or something and like finally exact revenge once and for all. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. We just got to the captor-captive situation. I'm also reading this for Tori's book club because I love Tori very much. Like, she's one of my favorite booktubers. I love her book club. She always has good fantasy romance recs. Like, this month was really hard to pick one because there were 4 that I really wanted to read, all 4 of the options. So anyway, this is the first one that I'm going to read. I'm loving it so far. I will definitely update you further. I'm doing a good job at not forgetting to press the timer when it's time to read. So let's see how long it takes me to read this bad boy. The only thing that's annoying is we're reading this for February and the audiobook comes out March 5th. So I kind of wish we had held off till March, but it's fine. I need to give you an update on the Ever King, or else I'm never going to update you because I'm at 75% now. Every time I went to go update you, I was like, I'll just read another chapter and then I'll update. I'll read another chapter and then I'll update. I'll read another chapter. And as you can tell, that never happened. I was on sprints tonight with Leandra and Kelsey and Danny and Amy, and we were all on sprints, hanging out, and I absolutely am devouring this book. I'm obsessed with this book. Like, it's probably going to be a 5-star at this point. I am having the best time with this. I'm loving the romance. I'm loving the piratey things. We are getting twists and like little reveals around every corner. And this story is so sad. Like, when you really find out like everything that's happened and like why the Ever King is doing what he's doing and like why the two kingdoms are clashing and like all the stuff, like it's really, really sad. And I'm just eating this book up. I'm loving the discussion in Fable where I can see everybody else's reactions as I go. I'm just having the best time with this. Like, this makes me swoon. It makes me kick my feet and giggle. It's like slow burn, but there's been a little bit of romance, but not too much yet. So like, I feel like it's building, and now I understand why it's named what it is for book 1 and book 2, and I'm so excited to see where this goes. I'm scared that it's going to leave me on a cliffhanger, but luckily I have book 2 already out in the open, and I think book 3, the final book, comes out in June. So honestly, I'm probably going to read book 2 pretty soon after I finish this because I am loving this like so stinking much. And I'm going to need to buy a physical copy because I'm going to need to own this, and I'm going to need to start the other 9 book series of this pretty soon, like the spin-off series, because I'm heavily invested. This is just so good. I just love Prince Eric. I just love King Eric. I love him so much. He is so misunderstood. He's just a misunderstood, soft little, like, cinnamon roll. And then I also just love Livia, and I love their nicknames for each other, Songbird and Serpent, and he always calls her my love, and, like, it's just, I live for, like, cute little pet names. We stand all of this. I am currently, if we look at my time, I have read for about 4 hours, because I am at just 20 minutes and 19 seconds, which is actually pretty good that I'm at 75% of this, which means I'm probably going to be able to fit like 3 to 4 more books in, which is like super exciting. And I was trying to think about what book I was going to read next, and there's a couple that I should read. Like, I was thinking of reading Rise of the Cinder Fae, which is an arc that I got, but it's too long. I'm probably going to start a River Enchanted next because I need to read that for Battle of the Girl Bands, and then I might read A Crown of Oaths and Curses because I'm supposed to have read that in January for Cassidy's book club. And then I don't know what else I'm going to read. Maybe I'll reread Serpents because I'm supposed to do a vampire prompt for Bookymon. Like, there's a lot of options available. I just don't know which one is next. But I'm going to finish this, and I'll let you know. Hello, friends. Okay, so I never actually updated on the Ever King. I finished it. I only did one update, I know. But I literally just sped through it on my Kindle and had the best time with this. It's a 5-star. It was fabulous. I had so much fun reading this book. And I think I had an even better experience because it was the Fable book choice for Tori's book club. And so, you know, we're all getting to chat and like share our thoughts every chapter. This book just really worked for me. I honestly have discovered I like a piratey romance. Now, I am not one of those nautical adventure girlies. I don't like a book that like is like set sail on the 7 seas. I don't like a journey, okay? But I like the piratey romance that's happening here. Because I loved A Ship with Bones and Teeth. I loved Sea of Ruin. I'm loving this one. So I very much had a good time with this. I really liked all of the lore, and I loved like the side characters, like Sewell, one of my favorite characters, and like the other girl. There was this main girl. I can't remember her name right now because it's been a little bit since I've updated. But I loved all the side characters, and I loved the like romance. I will say it felt a little insta-lovey. I feel like it switched like all of a sudden from like them being enemies to like the Ever King like wanting to be with her, and so like that kind of was frustrating. But honestly, I was here for it. Like their pet names, I was here for like the whole time. It was just fun. Like I found myself always wanting to pick it up, always wanting to read the book, and I was really just loving it. And so it was a 5-star for me, an easy 5-star. I actually was so obsessed with it that I went on Pango to see what other books by L.J. Andrews were out there. And so I got A Curse of Shadow and Thorns, which is actually the first book in the 9-book series, like the series that comes before this with the other characters that were mentioned within the story. So I'm excited to get to that. And then I got a physical copy of The Ever Queen, which is the second book. So now I need to buy The Ever King so that I can have physical copies. But I am beyond excited. I'm totally going to prioritize this sooner than later because I want to finish this duology. And then I want to start getting into the 9-book series maybe this month. But I'm very obsessed. So I'm excited to see more from L.J. Andrews. And then those both came in today. And then I also got my Bookish Babe Designs box, which came with this awesome shirt because she's amazing. Came with this beautiful print that I cannot wait to put on my shelves. That's going to be beautiful. And then I absolutely love the weekly planner. Like, is that not stunning? That's stunning. And then it came with a couple of stickers, which you'll probably see in a minute because I'm about to actually redecorate my Kindle because it's still Halloween-y, and as much as I love a good Halloween vibe, I have a million more stickers that I want to put on this. So I'm probably going to do that, work on my content calendar, which I'm actually going to have a March reset vlog come out soon after this. So you'll probably see a clip of this, but honestly, that's going to be its own separate thing. And then, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to stamp some books because I have a personalized stamp that my mom got me for Christmas because I asked for it. It says from the library of Rainy Blue because, of course. And yeah, so that's the plan for right now. And then I will see what book I get to next at the end of this beautiful time. But I believe I'm right around 18 hours to go.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start.
Hello, friends. I have not been updating this vlog because obviously you can tell I am sick. I do not feel good. I feel like death. I at least have my cuties to both sides, but I don't feel good. So I am wanting to give an update to this vlog though. I will say, I was really good about the timer in the beginning. I am not so good about the timer anymore. I keep forgetting that I've turned it on or that I haven't turned it on. And so like, I'm putting it where I think I remember. So I still have 18 hours and 45 minutes, and I'm on book 2, A River Enchanted, and I'm 65 pages in, so I'm about 15% in, and I'm really enjoying it. So this one is the ultimate buddy read that I picked for Battle of the Girl Bands. I picked it because it has a bard in it, and bards are musical, hence Battle of the Girl Bands. But I also picked it because it's Rebecca Ross, and I really loved her other series, Divine Rivals. So anyway, all I know is it is about this bard named Jack, and there's like 2 battling clans, like the Breckons and the Tamerlanes, I think. And he's been gone for 10 years, banished for some reason, and suddenly someone calls him back and says they need his help as a bard, and he comes back, and basically he's here to come back, help play this music so that these 2 girls that went and disappeared, like they could find out where they went, but he has to like work with his old like arch nemesis girl rival from when they were younger. And so we're not very far in, but I'm loving the world, I'm loving the setup, I'm loving the magic, like I'm having a great time with it so far, as I expected. So hopefully it continues that way. But I'm going to let you go because I feel like I need to have a coughing fit. Like, I do not feel good, like at all. All right, friends. Time for conversations with Rainy on the Roach. Why do I feel so sick? I'm like super sick, friends. I just dropped the kids off at work. Not work, school. I'm eating myself Chick-fil-A for breakfast because that's what you do when you're sick. That is most definitely what you do. And then I'm going home and I'm going to be resting a lot. I'm going to take a hot shower. I'm going to be reading a crap ton, but I figured I should update this vlog and let you know I'm still terrible at the timer. I will pop up a picture of where I'm at now, but I believe I'm around 17 and a half hours left, and I am 30% of the way through A River Enchanted, which is our second book for this vlog. I'm really liking it, but it's a lot of setup still. I'm 30% into this book now. I still really like it. It's just a little, it's just
a lot of building, and I'm just excited to see like where it's gonna go from here, like what the plot is gonna, like where it's gonna go. I did have a friend say something that they're predicting, because me and my friend are reading this at the same time, and I went, that would be crazy if that was the plot twist, and I really hope that's not the plot twist, and I'm not going to say it because it's kind of a big spoiler. So we're going to see if they're right or not, and other than that, I will check in with y'all when I'm not nearly as sick. Good morning, friends. I am freezing. It's like 62 degrees in my classroom. Why? It's always like an icebox in here, so I'm waiting for the heat to pass out. But figured I'd do an update because I am just under the 16-hour mark. I was laughing because on sprints last night, I was like, oh, I want to be done by the time I have to do 72 hours in the reading nook, but that's just not physically going to happen unless I just let the timer run the entire time, which I'm not going to. If the angle's slightly different, it's because I needed to check and make sure I actually just turned the timer off. But I'm coming to you because I am 2/3 of the way through this book pretty much. I am on part 3, which is A Song to the Wind. And so the way that this is broken up is each new part is where they are traveling to another part of like the spirits realm to like play a song to them, to gather information from them. So the first one, what was the first one? I can't even remember. The first one was a song for the water spirits, then a song for the earth spirits, and now a song for the wind spirits. And so I am just really living for all of like the magical world of this. I will say, I have no idea where this is going because, you know, there's 2 clans on opposing sides. Like, there's someone that wants to, like, do a trade amongst them and, like, get peace. And I just don't trust the other clans. And, of course, something happened. And so now, like, I feel like we're finally going to get to the mystery part of, like, why were these girls missing? Why are the clans fighting? Like, what is all going on? And so I think it's starting to get into the more, I guess, action-filled part of it. I'm still having a great time with this, even though this is a very slow book, like not a lot is happening in it. I really like the way that it's written. I just love the way Rebecca Ross writes books. I think they're very fun. They're very whimsical. I find a good time while I'm reading them. And so I'm having the best time reading this. And I love my little dingly bookmark. But I am on page 301. I have about this much left, which this book ends on page 466. So I have about 166 pages left. I should hopefully be able to finish this today and then start on our next book, which I think is going to be Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Rosinen, because next week is our live book talk with her and I want to actually like meet her and get to ask questions. So I need to start reading that. She is the one that wrote On These Black Sands that I kind of soft DNF'd last year, but I'm willing to like pick back up again. So we'll see. But I think that's the next one I'm going to start after this, even though I also really want to read One Dark Window. I've got so much to read. But that's my update for now. I'll check in with you in a bit. All right, we're at 82%, and I need something to happen in this book. It is dragging a little. However, the writing is just still so interesting to me, and I just really care about the characters. Like, she's got me caring for all the characters. Torin, Maisie, Frey, Marin, Jack, Adara, like, all the people. I care about them all, so I'm invested. I don't even know. Like, honestly, this book has plot, but, like, I feel like it's coming. And everybody says that the twist between 85 to 90% either is good or bad. And I don't know where I'm at with this book right now. Does it feel like a 5? No. Does it feel like a 4.5? Probably. But I don't know. But this is all that I have left. I have a little under 100 pages left. So let's see. Hello, and welcome to Chatting with Rainy in her living room. I don't know. We're probably not going to keep this one. But I'm here to talk about the end of A River Enchanted because I finished this bad boy, and I will put on the screen where we are at as far as time, but why I'm right about around the 14-hour mark, which means I'm hoping to get about 2 more books completed with this. Sorry, I'm holding you with my arm, and you can see my son very plainly in the background. This is a 5-star. I had put it as a 4.5, and then I was like, why are you doing that? You had a fabulous time the whole entire time. I really did. Like, I really, really liked this book. I got to the twist where everyone was saying they didn't like it, and I don't understand why. Like, is it just because these people don't read fantasy romance a lot? Are they not used to things? Are they not used to things being high stakes? Like, I'm just confused. Because I thought it was a really good setup for book 2. And everyone was saying, like, oh, now I have to get to book 2. Like, it's going to drag. And I was like, I just don't think that was the case. Like, I loved everything about this. I loved the writing. I loved the story. I loved the characters. I loved the setup for book number 2. I'm excited to see where it goes. Like, I had an enchanting time with this book. And now I can also mark this off for my buzzword book for the month for a positive word, because enchanted is a positive word. I don't know what people were expecting, but this was a good time. I am about to start Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Razinen, and I don't even know what that's about, so I can't even give you a synopsis right here. And I'm going to read for a little bit, and then I'm going to go see Come From Away tonight, which is a very fabulous musical. If you have not heard of it, it is fabulous. So I'm going to go see that tonight. And then I have work tomorrow, and, you know, the typical stuff. And so I will probably see you in a little bit, and Miss Ma'am is trying to steal my Kindle from me as we speak. All right, friends, you know what time it is. It's Conversations with Rainy on the Roach. And I am on my new book. I am reading Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Razinen, as I said in my last clip. And I am already 11% into this story, so it goes super quickly. And I'm about to be at a red light, so if you see me looking at you, that is why. And so this one, I don't know too much what it is about. I'm pretty sure it's an enemies to lovers romance, and that each book can be... I'm going to move you so people don't see me. But each book can be a standalone romance. And so basically what this one is about so far is the switches between Connor and Lika. And Lika is a human, and humans are allowed to be servants to Fae, but they're not allowed to actually like be in the same vicinity as Fae. Like, they can't come to their parties. Like, they're not treated the same, right? Because like humans are like servants to them. And there are 2 Fae princes, and one is in line to inherit the king's throne, and the other one is like the second brother-in-law in line. The second one is like a party boy. I'm gonna have to keep you here now. The second one is like a party boy, like sleeps with every woman, like shirks his responsibilities, and the oldest one is having to take care of him and also be the commander of the army. And basically, their dad goes, you need to quit effing around, and you're going to need to get married to this other princess from another kingdom so that you can keep our clans at peace. This is for the younger brother. And he tells the older brother, you have to make him keep his shit together. And he said, oh, great, yay me. And so then there's this human girl that is in love with the younger, non-responsible brother. And I guess she decides to dress up as a fae to go to this party to, like, tell him her feelings. And this other fae shows up and thinks that she shouldn't be there because she's human and tries to kill her. And then the older brother has to go save her. And basically is like, look, like, you need to earn your place. Like, you're not going to be with my brother. Like, stop effing around. And then he drops her off back at her house. And then that's all that has happened. However, the older brother doesn't like her. And I'm pretty sure that is our love interest because the chapters go between him and her. And so I'm just waiting to see how they're going to end up stuck together. I think through an arranged marriage of some sort. And so I'm just wondering where that's all going to come into play. But I'm really liking it so far. It reads really quickly. I'm having a lot better time with it than I was with her pirate one on these Black Sands. So I'm hoping that this will go really well. But we are at 13 and a half hours, so we are just going to keep crack-a-lacking. Conversations with Rainy on the road. Only I'm not on the road. I'm just in the car. I mean, I'm not on the road. I'm in my neighborhood. I just got the notification that my Owl Crate special edition of Serpent and the Wings of Night has arrived. Did I pay more for it than I wanted? Yes. But am I so freaking excited for this package? Yes. And I can't wait to put it on my shelf. Here we go. Okay. I'm parked at my circus studio, and I really hope that nobody I know parks right next to me while I open the Owl Crate box. Oh, they even sent it in the original wrapping. Like, I am so excited. And of course, I do have a knife. I do have a knife. I lied. I have a knife at all times. Also, don't pay attention to my bangs right now. They're not cooperating with me, okay? Aha! I always forget I have this pocket knife. And, like, that's the whole point of a pocket knife, right? Like, you're supposed to have it to, like, do campfire shit and stuff. Campfire shit and stuff. All right. Moment of truth. Okay. There's a lot of fluff in here. It looks, oh wow, I don't know if they even ever opened this. No, I mean they did because they packaged it again for me. Like, Rainy, what are you saying? Okay. Alright. Let me grab it. Oh, it's so tiny. It's a tiny little ma'am. Oh, is this, okay. December adult. I didn't realize this was just the December one. Nice. Okay, what does it come with? Exclusive cover, reversible dust jacket, foil case designs, foiled end papers, bound author letter, digital author signature, sprayed edges, ribbon, bookmark. All right. Well, first off, beautiful. Second. Oh, is this my baby? Is this Rain? Oh, he's a bad boy. He's a wingman. Oh, I am immediately changing the cover. Like, what even is this shit? The only thing that's annoying is, of course, this doesn't say any of the details of the name of the book. But obviously, that needs to be displayed over this. Like, what? Ah! Oh my gosh, the back. I give you my body. I give you my blood. I give you my soul. I give you my heart from this night until the end of nights. From daybreak until our days are broken. Your soul is my soul. Your heart is my heart. Your pain is my pain. I bind myself to you. Honestly, best money I've spent. I don't even care. I don't even care that this was way hella over expensive. This was 100% worth it to me. I love this. 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 There's people right next to me. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm doing this, even though I am. I'll see you later. I just realized I might as well show you the other stuff that I got, right? Because that wasn't the only package I got. There was a bunch of packages. From Pango, I got Radiant by Grace Draven, a little fantasy romance that I've heard really great things about. So very excited for that. And then they also packaged it with this cute little bookmark that I think you're supposed to mark like the books of the year that you read, but like obviously I read way more than this. And then this cute little magnetic bookmark, so that's fun. And then my Fairy Loot YA box came in. It's stunning. The Crimson Moth. Like, look at this. It's apparently about a witch and a hunter or something, like some relationship or romance. Like, this is beautiful. And I love the reversible dust jacket of it, but I'm not going to take it off right now. But like, this is beautiful. Like, this was just a fabulous mail day, you know? It was a great mail day. But honestly, nothing can surpass the Serpent in the Wings of Night. This is the best package I've received in a very hot minute. And I'm very literally obsessed. I am going to change out the dust jacket though when I get home, because like, who are we kidding? This is not nearly as pretty as Mr. Bad Boy. Hello friends, I'm getting ready for church. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to pop on really quick because I forgot to do this right when I finished yesterday. But I finished Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Razanen, and I'm going to pop up a little picture of how much time I have left. I think I have just under 9 hours, so I'm probably going to be able to finish at least one book and start another. So I'll tell you what book I'm starting in a minute. As far as goes, I gave it a 4 stars. So I had a really great time with this book. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. The only reason I didn't give it a 5 was not because it felt insta-lovey, because I don't think it did. Because with fated mates, like, you can't be insta-lovey. It's like, once you find out who your mate is, like, that's your mate and you love them. So, like, I didn't think that part was insta-lovey. I just feel like there were some questions I had and some ways that things went about that I didn't necessarily like. And because she said they're all interconnected standalones, I kind of was like, does that mean that none of the answers or problems that happened at the end of this book are going to get resolved? Because like, I'm not really okay with that. I'm assuming that maybe just because it's a different romance that those problems will still be addressed, but then they can't be because they're not the main characters anymore. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I really liked it. The romance as a whole was very cute, very sweet. I liked how everything turned out. It's just not going to be like one of my top favorites of all time, but I thought it was really, really great. Although I will say, I was looking at reviews and the people that hate it, man, they said some really mean things about it. But I mean, I had a fun time with it. All you can ask for, honestly, right? So anyway, that is that. I had a very good time, obviously, with that. We have 2 5 stars. We have a 4 star. I didn't say that I secretly wanted these or predicted all these to be 5 stars, but like, that's still pretty good. So now let me grab our book for our next adventure. It is time. I've promised Katie I would read this. I've wanted to read this. I have a Fairy Loot special edition coming to me for book 2, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. All I know about this book is that there's some spirit living in her head or some monster living in her head, and that there's also tarot cards, and that's all I know, and that's all I'm really gonna know going into it. I don't want to know more than that, so I'm just gonna start getting into this when we're on the way to church, see how far I get, and give you an update. Hello, friends. It's been too long. I have not read in like 3 days. This timer is never ending. I still have 8.5 hours, and I've read one chapter of One Dark Window, and I wanted to finish this before the month was over so that I could add the points to my team because it's a host favorite. However, the month ends tomorrow. Can I do it? Most likely. We will see. But I gotta get a lot of reading done. A lot. Here we go. Have I been reading? No. Am I making pool noodle horses for a kindergarten activity for our spring showcase musical? Yes. How many do I have to make, you ask? 31. How long did this one take, you ask? 40 minutes. I fear I'm struggling. Hello, friends. Update, of course, on One Dark Window, because I am much further now. I am annoyed, though, because Eloise got to my book, so she, like, dented the back, and then she got applesauce on the bottom of it, so I'm going to have to get a new copy, because I don't really want this edition anymore, but it's fine. Anyway, that's not the point of this update. The update is, I'm on page 140. I have about this much left. I'm about 35% into this book, and I'm really, really enjoying this book. I will say this is one of the most unique stories I've read yet, with like tarot cards, well, Providence cards, and like all this stuff. And I'm trying to like understand it, and I've had to ask my friend Katie from I Would Rather Be Reading a couple of things, but she wasn't able to tell me all the things because she said some of these things you're just going to be confused about until the end, like the second half, and so like that's fine. But what I've pieced together so far that I can safely say is that there's a girl named Elspeth, and she was infected with this thing, like with a disease called the infection, which comes from like the mist, and the mist is like a world, or not a worldwide, like a palace-wide, whatever. It's like a curse, okay? The curse of the mist. And it infects certain people. And if you're infected, you're given magic. And you're not allowed to have magic. Like in the kingdom, you're not allowed to have magic. Only Providence cards or people with Providence cards, which are like the tarot cards, are allowed to have magic. And so Elspeth gets infected when she's young, and she ends up touching the nightmare card. There's like 13 different cards. And the nightmare card goes and like, she absorbs it, and so she ends up having the nightmare, the monster, in her head. And so she has this talking voice in her head at all times for like 11 years now, and like it helps give her magic, it gives her powers, like she's able to like do stuff with it. And so anyway, she's been having to pretend all these years that she didn't have the infection, because if you have the infection, then the king takes you. And what does he do with you? I don't know. But she's been having to pretend that she's not infected. But her family knows she was infected, and so in order to save her, they didn't let her live with them anymore, because like she's part of like a king's family. She had to live with her aunt and uncle. And now she is at the town. I can't remember. Oh, she's at the town because her cousin is going to get married off to one of the king's princes. And she's there to try to stop her because she doesn't want that to happen. And then she basically finds herself in trouble along with this other man, and they have to, I'm not going to say what's going on, but like they have to help each other. Like it's beneficial if she helps him and he helps her. And so at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to be like a weird love interest between like her and the nightmare, the voice in her head. And I was about to be like, how is that going to go down? But that's not the case. There is an actual love interest, and I am very interested in this so far. But the world building is very unique. I just love the whole tarot card situation. I'm definitely intrigued in seeing where this is going. I also feel like that was a terrible explanation of what's going on in this book, but I don't have a better explanation for you. But I'm really, really enjoying my time, and I'm just so glad that I'm finally reading this, because like it's just so fun. So anyway, I need to finish this today because it is currently the 29th, and I need this to be able to give me points for the Battle of the Girl Bands readathon because it is a host favorite. However, if I get over 50% tonight, then I can log the pages that I read so far for it. So maybe I'll just shoot to get to 50%. But I'm doing kickoff sprints tonight anyway, so it's the final day of sprints. And so with that, I'm going to go continue to read this. I currently am at just over 7 hours left. So I'm definitely going to be able to finish this. And I will probably start one more book, but I won't finish it for this vlog. But I've been having the best time. Like, fantasy romance is my jam. Hence why I'm going to try and do a fantasy romance vlog every month so that I'm reading fantasy romance, because that is my bread and butter right now. All right. I'll check in with you in a bit. Hello, friends. Hanging out with baby girl Emma Spinner Wheel, because I'm doing a fun Spinner Wheel vlog for March. Sorry if you hear the TV in the background, and I have my cat in the hat son right there. Anyway, hi, baby. You saying mama? I am doing an update on One Dark Window, and I didn't want to do it at my school or in the car because I'm always in the car. So I'm 70% into this book. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not going to lie. I predicted something at like 50% in and thought that I had it so right. And I was fairly close. but I guessed a little wrong. And I'm very intrigued in seeing where this is going. I'm not really sure where the story is going from here at 70% in, but I'm really, really liking it. It's, like I said, it's very unique. I haven't read anything like this before. I love the whole, like, nightmare monster in her head, like, thing. Like, I'm really just vibing with it, so I'm just gonna keep going along for the journey. Conversations with Rainy as a passenger. Shh. Anyway, we are on the way to drop them off at grandma's so that I can go to a baby shower for my friend. But I'm here to update, not on that, on One Dark Window, because I finished it, friends. And I know I wasn't feeling the 5-star vibes at first. It is a 5-star. It's honestly potentially an all-time favorite, and that's like a big deal. I loved where it went. I loved the ending. I am so invested in this story. I am pretty much wanting to start book 2 almost right away. Although I did hear that there are a couple of different things about it. Like apparently it's in dual POV, and this book didn't have dual POV, and that it's not very much focused on Raven and Elspeth. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. We're gonna have to see. But I loved it. I loved how everything came together. I definitely understood everything by the end. Like, I know I was confused in the beginning, but everything made sense by the end. And I'm just very interested in like the whole story of the folklore of like the Shepherd King and the Providence cards and all the things. It all clicked, you know, when it clicks. And I've never read a story as unique as it before. Like, I feel like it's really doing something that like no one else is doing, which I really appreciate. So it's 5 stars. I loved it so much. This is probably my favorite book of the vlog so far. And now I'm gonna go and read, what is it? Oh, Lore of the Wilds, because I have just over 4 hours left in this vlog, and I kind of picked this up on a whim. It's like a new YA romantasy, and so I am excited to see what it is all about. I honestly know nothing. I'm going in blind, but the cover alone is beautiful. So let's do it, right? That was very anticlimactic. Hello, friends. So, I did it. I finished. I got to 0. I got to 0 left. I can't believe it took like 2.5 weeks. Although I kind of can, because I just don't have a lot of time to read as a mom. But I did not quite finish Lore of the Wilds. I got to about 70% of this book. And my thoughts are, I don't know exactly what it is that I don't like about this book. I think it's a perfectly fine book. It's probably going to be at 3.5 stars. It could maybe pull a 4 at the end. It's not a 5-star. I don't really know what it is that's like taking me out of the story, but like I'm not as interested as I was in the start, and I couldn't really tell you what it is because I think the writing is fine. Like I think the premise is fine. Like it is an interesting story. I honestly just don't know why I don't like it. I do feel like it was very insta-lovey and like they automatically just liked each other, and she shouldn't, because like Fae people have treated them horribly forever, and just because he's good looking like she's gonna like him. I don't really buy that. I think I'm also just like, this is not YA because it has so many curse words. It gets kind of like steamy and like the things that they're saying they want to do to each other in like sexy times. So like, I don't know, this feels more new adult / adult to me. Like it wanted to be YA, but it's not really being YA, if you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. Like, I'm definitely going to finish it because I am intrigued. You're not going to get my final thoughts on this book because the vlog is over at this point and I didn't quite finish it. But, so you'll see that in my wrap up. But I am still interested in finishing it. So I probably will finish it tonight, hopefully, so that I can move on to the next book. But like, it's a perfectly fine book. It's just, there's something missing, okay? And I can't quite put my finger on it right now. And that's all I'm going to be able to give you, unfortunately, at the moment. So with that being said, I read almost 5 books in 24 hours, which is like insane to me, boggles my mind that I read that quick. And so a quick update of the books that were in here. I read 70% of Lore of the Wilds. I read The Ever King, and this is The Ever Queen, but I have The Ever Queen as a physical copy, so I'm holding that up. I read A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Rosanen. And so now if I were to rank them, let me put my stack in order of my favorite to least favorite, and then we will go from there. I am going to say, upon further reflection though, I have been thinking and simmering on this a little longer, and I think I'm going to move this to a 4-star. Because I really enjoyed this book, and I think like I was hyping myself up to say like, yeah, it's a 5-star. Like it did not give me the same feeling that either of these books did. And these books are fabulous. Like, and it's not even on par with One Dark Window, so like, I can't really say it's a 5. So I think on further reflection, it is a 4. And so because of that, this is where my stack would end up. And yes, my Kindle is in the stack. So we have, let's do it this way. We have Lord of the Wilds being the last one for now, just because I don't know where I'm going to put that. And then underneath is my Kindle for Until the Stars Fall, because I gave that a 4-star as well. But I liked A River Enchanted more, and that is a 4-star. And then The Ever King is a 5-star, and One Dark Window is a 5-star. And so this is my ranking. But if you think about it, like, not a single book got below a 3-star, because this is even shaping up to be a 3 or a 4-star, which just shows that fantasy romance does not lead me astray. And I should just keep continuing to read that for the rest of my days. And by golly, there's going to be a lot more fantasy romance vlogs. So I think that is where my channel is going. Hopefully you're on board for the journey. So if you got to the end of this, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this video again anytime soon because it took me forever. But if you got to the end of this, let's put a clock emoji or an alarm emoji, one of the emojis, right? To show that we did 24 hours. And let me know in the chat what your next read is going to be. Whether or not you're doing it for a 24-hour challenge or not, just let me know. What is the next book you're going to read? Let me know what's on the docket for you. And with that, I will see you guys in a video very, very soon.